So what was happening when we mixed the bicarb soda with the vinegar and it started to react was that we were getting what is called quite a typical acid-base reaction. And to explain a little bit more about that, well, the vinegar is an acid, whereas the bicarb soda is a base. And those two things are very different, and when they mix together, it often produces what we call an acid-base reaction. But to explain that a little bit more, I'll show you what we call a pH chart. Vinegar sits in the acids round about the 4 or 5 mark, and bicarb soda sits round about the 8 to 9 mark over here in the alkalines or the bases. Now most things stay about neutral though. Water, for example, we want to keep at pretty much a pH level of 7. Our blood also we want to keep at a neutral level of pH 7. So pretty much every chemical has a pH level to make it either an acid or base, or if it's right in the middle, it's what we call neutral. Now in your kitchen you'll probably find quite a few different acids and bases. Particularly on the acid side, here are a few that I just got out of our pantry: citric acid, cream of tartar, and baking powder. Now, you may see that called baking soda, that's bicarb soda. Now, that's slightly different to baking powder, but baking powder has baking soda in it. In fact, it's got some baking soda and some acid as well, and it's all ready, primed to go. If you put it in baking, it's ready to start reacting and producing a gas much the same way as it did with the bicarb soda. Now, to show you something else of interest with that, self-raising flour is different to plain flour in that it's got something to help it rise. It's got a raising agent in it. And if we have a look at the list of ingredients, you can see it's got wheat flour and then this bit down the bottom called raising agent. Well, the raising agent in self-raising flour is pretty much baking powder, which is a raising agent to make plain flour do much the same thing as self-raising flour. So self-raising flour is really pretty much just plain flour with the addition of baking powder. But the investigation into cooking a pancake has got two parts really. One, is a pancake an actual chemical change or is it a physical change? But number two, will the mixture with baking soda make any difference to a mixture without baking soda?